Good evening and salutations, my YNR fans. So let's start off with Jack and Phyllis. So Phyllis winds up surprising him in LA. And she's like, yeah, I was worried about you on the phone. Tracy's worried about you. I think she forgot to sit there and say that um, one of her one of his sisters is worried. I forgot which one though. The woman that played Kristen on Days. I can't remember her name. Um, But pretty much Phil is like, yeah, we're worried about you. So what's going on? And after him kind of going around the truth and not saying what, he's really feeling like, he finally tells her Diane's alive. Now, it takes about a good minute and a half before she believes it. She's like, yo, listen, I saw the wreckage. I saw this. She's dead. Um, but after a while, he convinces her that she's alive. And he tells her motivations, what she wants. Um, as far as the whole texting thing and everything like that, you know, she tells him. I mean, he tells her that, hey, listen, she reunited me with my long lost granddaughter. In exchange, she wants to sit there and bridge the gap between her and Kyle. He's like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna protect this boy. I'm gonna protect my son. Um, and just pretty much talks about all the damage that Diane did when she just decided to leave everyone and leave him thinking that she was dead. So he's like, this is not going to happen. And Phyllis is like, yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you something that you don't like. Now, one of the things I really admire about this scene, 1 second. One of the things I really admire about this scene is that when you are a true friend, you don't just tell somebody what they want to hear. You don't lie to them. You tell them the truth. You're honest with them, and it's a very hard thing to do because you don't want to cause conflict with your friend, um, or your boyfriend or girlfriend. You don't want to do that, but it gets to a point where you have to. You have to because you love them. You care about them. And it's a very brave thing to do because you don't want to get in conflict with them, especially if they're dealing with something that is heightening their emotions. And at first, Jack was like, no, I'm going to sit there and protect him. I'm going to sit there and keep her away from him and this, that, and the third. And Phyllis was like, listen, at the end of the day, if she's going to want to seek Kyle, she's going to do it. And you can't stop her. The best thing that he can do is sit there and give him a heads up. Give him a warning, give him some time to prepare emotionally. And after a while, he realizes that she's right. So what he decides to do is go to the house and stall. Well, go back to the house and try to stall her as much as he can. So he gets there, and right behind Phyllis is right there. And when she sees Diane, it's like looking at a ghost. It's like looking at a ghost. You can sit there and hear somebody's back, but seeing them after everything, all these years, you know. So I thought that scene was handled very well. Talk about Vicky. Vicky. Let's talk about Nikki and Victor. So, long story short, on Ashland and Victoria's side, he managed to find a way to ground the plane. They're about to go to Tuscany, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen." So, the pilot tells Victoria and Ashland, "Hey, there's a storm. Um, we're just gonna have to sit there and wait it out." And Ashland's like, "All right, listen, find a way to fly around the storm, whatever. Whenever it's safe to go, we're gonna do it." And this is when, Victor tells Nikki, oh, by the way, yeah, I made sure that I stalled them. I told him, it's a storm. And Nikki's like, what storm? And Victor's like, I don't know, it's a storm going on somewhere around the world. And pretty much the stall the stall tactic is to try to um buy Michael Bowen enough time to come up with a plan to get Ashlyn out of the company. Now, one of the things that Nikki is upset about, and is really well, she's upset about it, is appointing Adam to be temporary CEO. You know, because Nikki was like, that sends a message. That sends a message to Victoria, basically saying that he lost faith in her. He's disappointed in her. And it took me a minute because I was like, man, you know how much I do not like Victoria. But after a while, even Victor realized, yeah, that might actually been the wrong move. Even if he's not just saying, oh, I did it because Victoria's off and yada yada yada, and I don't know how long she's going to be gone. And Nikki was like, yeah, I could have been appointed to that position, but you chose Adam to send a message, and Nikki's like, she's going to try to do something to make you proud, and it may cost her life, or taking measures that she wouldn't have to take. The one thing that a child, like, okay, here's the thing: a parent can get angry and get mad at their child. And as a child, you can be like, all right, whatever, they're angry. You know, being angry at a child and being disappointed at a child is two totally different things from the child's perspective. From, having your parent tell you that they're disappointed in you hurts a hell of a lot more than when they say that they're angry at you. So it took Victor a minute, but he kind of realized, she has a point. Um, I don't remember what he said he was going to do, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember exactly what he said he was going to do to kind of fix the remedy, fix that whole thing. But he did kind of realize that even because he was disappointed in her, but you know he says he adores her and he loves her and this that and the third. Maybe this may not have been the best plan, the best way to go about it. As much as I don't like Victoria, and I do call her the Ice Queen for a reason, I do understand where Nikki's coming from. Now, Victoria, I don't know what her plan is, but somehow she convinces Ashlyn, hey, you know who may be behind this whole smear campaign? Adam. I mean, he was acting all smug because here's the thing. Ashlyn told Victoria, yeah, I had a couple of words with Adam, just to kind of put him in his place and let him know that he's just babysitting the company, he shouldn't be, he shouldn't get too comfortable in his little temporary seat because we'll be back soon. Um, and that's when Victoria's like, maybe Adam's behind it, and she convinces Ashlyn that Adam may be the one that's behind all these fake medical records and stuff like that, that he's behind the whole, taking Ashlyn down. And he's like, all right, so we're going to stay here, we're going to fight. And at first, Victoria says, and honestly, to tell you the truth, forgive me, she fooled me. She was like, oh, we're staying? I thought we were going to go. But then, Ashlyn's like, no, we're going to stay. We're going to sit there and strategize and come up with the proof that we need to sit there and expose Adam. So she hugs Ashlyn, and she has that look on her face like, yeah, I'm gonna get you, like she's still planning to take him down. And if this was her plan all along, was to um decide, maybe, I mean, here's the thing, maybe she didn't, because here's the thing, she didn't, the pilot told her that the plane was grounded. And maybe during that time, I would like to sit there and believe maybe during that time of the plane is grounded, and maybe it may not be such a good idea to go all the way, to Tuscany with this guy by myself, and he plans on, kind of taking me out and, running the company. Maybe it'd be better if I keep this in a more controlled setting. The problem was, the problem that I have is like, listen, I get that you don't like Adam and Adam don't like you, and I don't know the history, so I'm not just saying who's more right or wrong in the situation, but you pointed a bullseye, you pointed a target on your brother's back while you tried to come up with this plan to take out Ashlyn, but you put Adam in the crosshairs of all of this. Like, really? I mean, Victoria, do you think you're really that good to sit there and take him out before he decides to do whatever he's going to do to Adam? If he feels like, oh, I gotta sit there and take him out. Like, really, you're willing to sit there and play Russian roulette with your brother's life on that? Okay. Listen, I'm still gonna go along with this plan, whatever her plan is. I'm still looking forward to seeing whatever this plan is, Victoria's. But to be honest, you're making it a little bit more harder to kind of be like, I was on your side. I'm still there, but yeah. I hope you know what the hell you're doing. That's what I'm gonna sit there and say. Adam and Sally didn't really do too much of anything. The only thing Adam was not there trying to do was be like, hey, listen, since Victoria's out, I need to sit there and prove that I'm the better choice. So this way, even when she comes back, that I'll still be in charge. So he's going to come up with whatever sort of super plan that he has, and he's going to, ask Sally for help since she's good at coming up with plans and organizing and things of that nature. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what Sally's skill set is other than making dresses, but apparently the woman is quick on her feet, and he trusts her. Now, the one thing I did forget to sit there and say, um, as far as Diane faking um her death, was that she got Deacon Sharp to sit there and help out with all this. I guess that was still during his bad boy days. So yeah. And it's funny too when Phyllis was like, listen, Diane's gonna do whatever if Diane will sit there and see Kyle, she's gonna find a way to do it. And while they were talking, Diane was not there trying to get the phone number um to Kyle. So I'm like, Jack, whatever you're gonna do, you better do it soon. You better do it soon. I get it. You're in an emotional tailspin, but we kind of need you to be on the ball right now because, like you said, she's going to blow his life apart and he's going to have no warning. But I feel like she's going to probably, well, I guess he can sit there and stall. I don't know for how long, but he can sit there and stall. Diane isn't stupid. I mean, she faked her death for this long time. Isn't that like a crime or something? Like, now that I sit there and think about it, you had all these suspects. Um, I'm pretty sure a crime is committed somewhere in this whole storyline. So that should be interesting. Having her come back to Genoa City, I'm like, isn't there like a law to faking your own death? Or I know it's a soap opera and laws are kind of, well, kind of up in the air, but I feel like that might be a thing. I also feel like this is about it. I think just because even though it was like nearly an hour or 37 minutes, you didn't really have too many stories to focus on. I mean, you had Jack, Phyllis, and Diane. You had Nikki and Victor. You had Sally and Adam, which really didn't do too much of anything. And of course, you got the main story, Victoria and Ashley. And I think I kind of covered all of them. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.